You good? Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
All right. Hey, Matt, when I talked to you the other day at media day, you said you felt better than you've ever felt. So what about in the cage? Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, it took about maybe 2 minutes to get to that feeling because I think I forgot what it felt like to be in there. I wouldn't say ring rust. Well, maybe if it was ring rust, like 2 minutes of ring rust. And I was like, a little bit of what the hell is going on in here. It's crazy, It's been a couple years, but once I shook that off, busted through it and got the job done.
Yeah, so obviously, it's reignited your love for fighting. That's what brought you back, and now you got in there, had an awesome fight, an awesome victory, and I reckon we're going to see you again soon. Yeah?
Well, I'd like to fight March 28th in Columbus. I mean, that's my home. I guess I won't get the main event, but maybe co-main, maybe Dana listening here.
Anybody in mind in particular? I mean,
I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, I don't really think about who I'm going to fight. Fight's always against yourself, right?
So when you're stuck in that triangle, 2 minutes in, you were just like, oh shit, this is a fight. Like I'm doing this today. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I was thinking, the techniques, right? Like, what do I need to do to get out of this? And I wasn't in a precarious spot. But if I made a small mistake, it was going to be a very precarious spot real quick. So I was trying to think of my next couple moves, and fortunately, I did the right things and prevented any further damage in there.
Now, you had the rocks a couple times with the elbow and also with the high kick. You kind of rushed in right away. Was the timing different at this point? I mean, did you feel like, what am I doing? You could have taken your time a little bit more?
Yeah, again, once I kind of got into the rhythm, it just felt so easy, like it felt like, this is what I do, and this is who I am, this is what's in my blood, and, once you get me in that zone, man, it's going to be hard to beat me. You guys all know I've won some, I've lost some, but, once I get in that zone, man, there's not too many guys that can beat me. They're going to have to do something special to take me out.
You said at media day that you felt like you were starting from scratch, from zero. Now you've had that first fight, you got the victory. Do you still feel that way? Do you still feel like this?
I'd like to keep that feeling. We'll see if it keeps going, but we got to play it by ear. I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to let it be organic.
Talk about being in the zone. How much does Mark Holden help you get there?
Mark's the man, the greatest. And that's just it. When you talk about that, that's not just during the fight, but every day in practice. He brings that energy into the room that gets you motivated and gets you fired up, and that's what it's all about, is that daily grind.
How much did it help having him here for fight week and kind of loosen you up a little bit? Mark's a character, I'm sure he takes you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, he likes to do that. He keeps it fun, right? And I'm a pretty serious guy, probably not as much of a sense of humor as I should have sometimes, I guess, but that's why I love having a guy like him around, keep it a little lighthearted and keep things fun, but also extreme focus, and he understands the grind.
Being off for 2 years, how did this fight week compare to maybe ones in the past? Have you noticed anything different just with the whole experience of leading up to this fight?
Well, for me personally, I was just much happier. I've really put a lot of emphasis on trying to inspire my kids and be a role model for them, and students in my gym, the kids in my gym, things like that. And part of that is not walking around always with a chip on your shoulder. Even though you got to have some of that, you got to have some swag and stuff. But I also got to show them you can be happy on Sunday whether you win or lose, and that you can get through anything. And I got to keep, and it helped for myself too. Just stay more relaxed and be happy, man. Enjoy this. Like, you're on the biggest stage, doing the craziest shit that you could think to do. Next to like you going to war or something, right? Like,
Matt, we know fighters are fighting injured most of the time. How important was having 2 years off, and what injuries did you have that you healed up from over the time?
Mentally was the injury that I had to heal from. The physical injuries aren't shit. They happen to all of us all the time. I was injured coming into this fight. I'm injured now. I'll be injured for the next one. That don't matter. The mental injury is where it gets to you. That time off, I was able to heal my mind, and new person now. I feel better, more energy, refreshed, reinvigorated, And if I decide that I want to pursue a championship in this division, they better watch the hell out. I don't know if it's what I want to pursue with my life right now. I want to take it one fight at a time, enjoy my life, enjoy my time with my kids. But if I decide to, I'm a serious threat to these sons of bitches.
Just a caveat to James' question about fight week, after a 2-year layoff. Obviously, it's 2 years, and it's also 2 years of age. Does that make any difference on the weight cutting part of it at all, or
This
no?
is the best weight cut I've ever had.
What do you
My
attribute
weight
that
was
to?
on point. Everything, but it was just spot on. I mean, I couldn't have asked it to be better, and it's probably because I wasn't cutting weight every 3-4 months. And I handled this entire process very businesslike, very regimented. Whereas before it was like, I'm going through the motions again. Got to fucking cut weight again, man. So this time it was much more professional. Got a new mindset for it. My mind's clear. It's consolidated. I know exactly what I want. I know where I'm at. I know who I am, and I know what I can do.
Just one more for me. I remember when you first went to Colorado and we talked, and one of the things about your move out there was that you just had a gym with a ton of talent in it. It was kind of one of the reasons that led you there. And now that you're back, what's changed back home? Do you have high-level guys more so than you did before?
We have less high-level guys. Ultimately, I think it's more of a hindrance than a help. That wasn't what I needed. I didn't need all the high-level guys. I didn't need to go to war every day and have egos and fighting amongst one another. What I needed was in here. So I came back home, fixed in here, fought better.
What was it specifically you said, healing the mind? What happened during those 2 years?
Long story. I'll read my book one day.
Hey Matt, you've had a lot of success outside the cage in the business world with your gym and just a lot of things that have gone right for you. How much has that translated to your fight career and also this win tonight as well, just with things, really firing on all
I learned a
cylinders?
lot from starting a business.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've had a lot of success with it. I mean, it's only a year old, my gym.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's still standing, right? So
yeah, it's still there, man. Made
Yeah.
the first year, I think 80% donor or something.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot from that, man. Particularly dealing with others. Learning how to say no, pushing away the unessentials, taking in what's necessary, getting rid of the rest, clear mind, clear heart, clear soul, clear fight.
When you've made that walk a ton of times, but was there a moment in that walk going out tonight that you sort of embraced the fact that there you are again, walking out to the cage again?
Yeah, I was trying to embrace the whole thing. But it's scary shit though. It's hard to embrace. It's like if you're skydiving, you're like, should I embrace this? It's crazy, man. It's a crazy, crazy sport we do. I don't know what the hell it makes us go out there and do it. But I hope that people can do great things, see what I do, and it can help them to do great things.
What made you wake up one morning and go, I'm getting back to the grind, I'm going to do it one more time?
Yeah, that was, it certainly wasn't a one morning thing. I think I realized how good I really was. With that time off, I tore my ACL too, and that was time off, like real time off, not in the gym, not rolling around, not hitting pads. And then I got back to it, and I'm teaching other people and helping in the gym. And I realized, dude, I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm pretty good at this. This is what I'm made to do. I got to go do it. I got the opportunity to go do it on this stage.
Did you reach out to Dana, or did somebody from your
Sean
team?
Shelby, yeah.
So when you were talking,
How has coaching made you a better fighter?
Well, that's part of consolidating, right? Coaching most of the time, the vast majority of the time, especially with a young gym like mine, we're not coaching UFC fighters, world-class athletes right now. So you're like, getting all the way back to those basics. And again, that's what I think I really did in preparation for this fight and in life in general. Just get back to the basics, get back to who you are. You can't never make those good enough. I'm sure it's the same in your guys' career, right? The fundamental basics is what makes the grades, not the garbage, over here.
when do you make the decision if you're back? and that you want more? Because perhaps I heard it wrong. You made it sound like you if you decide to come back and if the division, you stick with the division, when are you gonna know if you're back and if you're gonna want some more of this?
I think what I was saying there is like if I decide I want to make a run and I want to threaten the top guys.
But you are back and you want more.
Yeah, I'll fight more for sure. But you know, there's different paths and different careers and different junctures, and you know, some people are fighting just for a paycheck, or some people are fighting just to have another fight or retirement fight. You know, a lot of different things. Not everybody's fighting, you know, to get to a title fight or whatever. I'm just saying, if I decide to do that, I will threaten all these guys. There's no doubt in my mind. I have it in me to do it. But you know, that's a different lifestyle than fighting because you enjoy it too.
How does Matt Brown of almost 2020 compare with Matt Brown of 2010?
Well, in 2010, I hated everybody, everyone, and I was angry all the time. I had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to fuck up everybody I seen, and I trained like I was a freaking madman. So I'm not that guy no more. Now I'm much happier, you know, in a much better place in my life. Not that that was even a bad place. I'm glad to have went through that phase. But I got kids, you know, and you know, I don't want my kids walking around, you know, being me, being who I was. So.
It's gotta be exhausting. You don't think you'd be that angry all the time. I mean,
Yeah, I had a lot of energy. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys seen it. Any media guys were around back
we've
then.
interviewed you, yeah, about that.
Yeah, like, yeah, I had a hard time, you know, putting sentences together, you know. I'm just like, dude, like, I'm ready to fuck someone up, man, you know, like, I don't be talking to you, you know. But that also, you know, it got me to where I was at. Now, I use that energy specifically now. I still have that same energy. I still got a lot of, you know, anger and rage and stuff, but I use it positively. Channel it. It's exactly the right word for it. Channel it the right direction, towards the right things, and you know, kids change everyone. Maybe they soften me up a little bit.
The grappling also, I think you're a much better grappler now.
Way better grappler. My coach over there, Cameron, changed my life. Much better. If he wasn't here, I wouldn't have, you know, won this fight tonight.
I'll just put this out in the universe. I would like to see you against the winner of this fight that's happening right now. That's Jeff Neal, Mike Perry, because there will be violence.
Yeah, there you go.
I can see that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll fight anyone, though. I mean, I don't. You get ask Sean Shelby, like, I don't ask for names. I tell him, you don't even have to tell me the name. Just send me the date. I don't care. You know, like, the fight is about myself. It's not about the person standing across the cage.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.